Look down at your wrist. See those blue veins under your skin? That means your blood is blue, right? Wrong. Super wrong. Like Facebook comment section levels of wrong. Your blood is always red, just in different shades depending on oxygen levels. Oxygen-rich blood, the kind that's fresh from your lungs, is bright red. Oxygen-poor blood, the kind returning from your body, is darker, more maroon-ish. So where did the blue blood myth come from? Honestly, it's probably because veins look blue under the skin, and our brains just ran with it. But that blue appearance is a trick of light scattering and tissue filtering, not the actual color of your blood. It's kind of like how the sky looks blue, but it's really just sunlight getting scattered by air molecules. Same optical voodoo, different body part. And no, this isn't just pedantic science whining. This myth actually led to some hilariously wrong biology diagrams in schoolbooks, where arteries were red and veins were bright blue, like someone spilled Gatorade in the circulatory system. Fun twist. Some animals do have blue blood, like octopuses and horseshoe crabs, because they use copper-based molecules instead of iron. But you're a good old-fashioned red-blooded mammal. Literally. So yeah, your veins may look like a Smurf road map, but the liquid inside is just goth red. Basically, your body's not a paint palette. It just plays tricks with lighting. This one sounds like comforting advice your grandma might give you after a bad breakup. Don't worry, honey, lightning never strikes the same place twice. Sweet, but scientifically useless, because spoiler alert, lightning absolutely strikes the same place twice. Constantly. Repeatedly. Like it's on a schedule. In fact, tall structures like skyscrapers, broadcast towers, and especially the Empire State Building get hit dozens of times a year. One study clocked it at over 20 strikes per year. Not in the building's lifetime. Every year. Here's why. Lightning follows the path of least resistance. That means tall, pointy, metal-heavy things basically scream, "Hit me," to the sky gods. If something gets struck once, it probably has the exact conditions to get struck again. It's not about fairness. It's about physics. The myth probably came from a time when people wanted a comforting, poetic way to say that bad thing won't happen again. But if you're using it literally, like during a thunderstorm while standing next to a metal pole, it's bad advice. So no, the universe isn't keeping a checklist to make sure lightning spreads itself out evenly. If it likes your rooftop, it'll be back. With thunderous enthusiasm. Basically, lightning is a repeat offender with no sense of originality. Yes. The reason your middle school health teacher told you to just wait until you're older before shaving anything. This myth has been haunting razors and parents alike for generations. If you shave it, it'll come back thicker. As if your leg hair is some kind of rebellious lawn that gets stronger every time you mow it. But science says, nope. Shaving has zero effect on the thickness, color, or growth rate of hair. When you shave, you're slicing the hair at the surface of the skin. You're not doing anything to the follicle itself. The part that controls all the important stuff like color, texture, and growth speed. Here's the trick though. Shaved hair feels stubbly and blunt. It's no longer tapered from natural growth, so when it starts growing back, it feels coarser. Combine that with dark roots growing against pale skin, and you've got an optical illusion that screams thicker. But it's not that if shaving truly made hair thicker, every bald man would have figured it out by now. Imagine the miracle cure. Just shave your head repeatedly and bam, luscious locks by summer. Doesn't work. Never has. Why does this myth survive? Probably because it's just believable enough to spread by word of mouth. Plus, it's a handy way for parents to delay their kids from diving into razors too early. But don't worry. Shaving your arms won't turn you into a gorilla overnight. Basically, your hair's not bulking up for revenge. It just got a bad haircut. This one feels personal, doesn't it? Like every time you crack your knuckles in public, someone suddenly becomes a licensed medical professional. You know that causes arthritis, right? Let's crush this myth once and for all. No, cracking your knuckles does not cause arthritis. It just annoys everyone around you. The sound you hear when cracking a joint isn't bones grinding or ligaments snapping in half. It's actually a gas bubble popping inside the synovial fluid that lubricates your joints. Think of it like a mini scuba tank in your fingers. Studies have looked at this. Real studies. One guy even cracked the knuckles on only one hand for 60 years to prove this myth wrong. The result? No difference in arthritis between hands. Just a lifetime of being that guy at parties. Cracking might cause temporary swelling or a bit of grip strength reduction if you're doing it nonstop. But arthritis? No. Arthritis is caused by factors like genetics, age, immune system issues, and joint wear, not your clicky little habits that go ahead, crack away. It's not going to ruin your joints. Just maybe don't do it while someone's giving a speech or operating heavy machinery. Basically, your joints aren't falling apart. They're just practicing tiny drum solos. Are you a visual learner? Auditory? Kinesthetic? Maybe you're one of those. I can only understand math if it's sung to me in interpretive dance types. For years, schools and self-help gurus have clung to the idea that everyone has a specific learning style, and if we just teach to that style, boom, instant genius. Sounds great, right? There's only one problem. There's no scientific evidence it works. At all. Multiple studies have tested the learning styles theory, and the results are consistently underwhelming. People might prefer to learn a certain way, but that doesn't mean they actually learn better that way. You might think you're a visual learner, but watching diagrams won't magically boost your test scores if the material's not clicking. In fact, the most effective way to learn usually depends more on the subject than the student. Want to understand geometry? Diagrams help. Trying to master pronunciation in a new language? Probably need to hear it. It's not about who you are. It's about what you're learning, but the myth won't die. Why? Because it sounds empowering. It gives people an identity, a label. Plus, it's a great excuse. I failed because the teacher didn't cater to my auditory learning needs. Honestly, that sounds way better than I forgot to study. Teachers and students both loved it because it felt personal, adaptable, even scientific. But the research community? They've been facepalming for decades. Oh yeah, maybe you like learning a certain way, but your brain is way more flexible than some BuzzFeed quiz category. Basically, your brain doesn't care about your aesthetic. It just wants input, any way it can get it. If you've ever heard someone defend clumsiness with, well, hey, bats are blind too. You've heard one of the most persistent animal myths out there. Let's clear it up once and for all. Bats are not blind. They can actually see quite well. In fact, some species can see better than you in low light. Which, let's be honest, isn't that hard if you've ever fumbled for the bathroom at 3 a.m. The phrase blind as a bat is total PR slander. Where did this nonsense come from? Probably because bats use echolocation. They emit high-pitched sounds and listen for the echoes to navigate. It's kind of like biological sonar, and it works like a dream. But just because bats have echolocation doesn't mean they can't see. That it's like saying you wear glasses, so you must be deaf. In reality, most bats use a combo of sight and sound depending on the situation. Fruit bats, the big, fluffy ones that look like sky puppies, don't even echolocate at all. They rely entirely on their vision, which is so good they can see in daylight and at night. Next time someone tells you bats are blind, kindly inform them they've been lied to by cartoons and lazy metaphors. Basically, bats are night vision ninjas, not blind sky potatoes. The go-to insult for forgetfulness. Dude, you've got the memory of a goldfish. The implication being that goldfish can't remember anything for more than 3 seconds, which would make every moment of their life a never-ending reboot. Like living inside a broken DVD menu. But here's the reality. Goldfish actually have pretty decent memories. Not Einstein level, sure, but they can remember things for weeks, even months. Researchers have trained goldfish to respond to specific sounds, recognize feeding times, and even navigate mazes. Some have even been taught to tell the difference between composers. Meanwhile, half of us can't remember our own phone numbers. Where did the myth come from? Probably just human arrogance. Goldfish live in bowls, swim in circles, and have blank expressions. We assumed they were dumb. Turns out, they just don't have a lot going on. But that doesn't mean they can't remember. It's like saying someone's stupid because they live in a studio apartment and stare at the same wall every day. That's not bad memory. That's just modern life. Yes, your goldfish remembers you. It knows when it's feeding time. And it definitely knows that plastic castle is a lie. Basically, goldfish are smarter than your ex gave them credit for.